Our Someone to Know tonight worked in law enforcement for various agencies in several states over the decades.
It's a lot of work, and recently he's focused his attention on chronicling the history of one of his favorites, the Reno Police Department. Andi Cassinari introduces us to the historian for Reno PD, Jim Gibbs.
About 6 years ago, Jim Gibbs started his deep dive into the history of Reno Police Department, and he says he got hooked.
I've become almost addicted to it. I would just, instead of doing my work or doing what things that I needed to do, I'd be sitting on a computer going through old newspapers, looking for stories.
And boy, does Gibbs have some good stories.
In the late 1800s, a Reno police officer was shot, and they thought he was going to die. And he was really a beloved guy. His name was Richard Nash.
Nash survived. Then, says Gibbs, an angry mob of citizens lynched the assailant and hung him from the Virginia Street Bridge.
You know, maybe it's my just interest in the criminal justice system, but I find things like that very interesting.
Gibbs himself worked in law enforcement. His time on the force with Reno PD would last less than 1 year. It left him with a deep respect for the men and women who served the city.
I graduated from the police academy in '78.
So as 2018 was approaching,
we were looking at the 40th anniversary of our graduation.
So Gibbs began doing some research for a class reunion.
The subject come up a couple of times of these boxes that had been kicked around the police station that had artifacts, had pictures and photographs and stuff like that.
Gibbs was granted access and the project took hold. He created a Facebook group and dozens of retired Reno PD officers joined in the effort.
Have helped me identify faces that I don't know, because I was really working here for a very short period of time.
Gibbs admits it is a lot of work and hopes to soon create a book with the trove of Reno police history he has amassed.
Hopefully I'm not running out of time, but I'm not a young guy anymore. But to be able to at least get it self-published.
So cool. Now, all the photos and clippings you just saw were gathered by Jim Gibbs for his Reno Police History Project. If you would like to learn more, or if you're able to help with the effort, we have links with the online version of this story at 2news.com. With Someone to Know, Andi Cassinari for 2 News.